Hello everyone, this is Rocket Child and welcome back to another drawing video. I've recently joined my uni student media team and was commissioned to create some artworks for this month's publication, and the theme was called Discomfort. For this particular illustration, I received a poem that another student wrote and had to create the artwork for it. In this poem, it described a situation where the guy was too pushy and forward, and that the girl felt too uncomfortable and didn't know what to do, and so she felt frozen. Using that as inspiration, I came up with this artwork like if they were in a club and the guy was too flirty and too forward and just couldn't take a hint that the girl was really uncomfortable. This was an interesting project to work on. Story-wise, it gave me the opportunity to think and to come up with a single image that captured a lot of emotion. The body language is quite intimate in that they're very close together, but you could see from the girl's face and the way she's looking away is that she feels really uncomfortable, where the guy, on the other hand, is just going in for a full-on tongue kiss, which makes it seem like more cringy. Later on in the illustration, I add in more texture from bright neon lights of a party and the dark shadows and other people around, but being silhouettes, meaning that she feels alone or she feels unable to ask for help. There's a video on here on YouTube that talks about consent using the metaphor of a cup of tea, and I think it's a really good and very simple video to watch and to understand. I'll put the link here as well. For some people, consent over anything, including sexual acts, seems to be common sense. You just know to treat people with respect and to understand their wishes. And for other people, which is quite surprising, they actually don't know or they don't care. I'm not sure exactly the reason. I feel as though the theme of this drawing could be quite confronting, especially if you've been in a situation or if you know someone whose boundaries weren't respected and not even knowing how to escape from that situation. I think a common assumption is that assault could happen from strangers, and so to keep an eye out for people that you don't know. What probably isn't commonly understood is that sometimes it's your loved ones or people you do know who are the ones that disrespect your boundaries. It could be a situation where the two are a couple, except one person is more demanding while the other one doesn't feel comfortable. And it can feel very confusing to be in a situation where the person that you love or trust is putting you in an uncomfortable situation. Sometimes people don't even know how to say no because perhaps they are people pleasers. They try to avoid conflict in different areas of their life, and maybe they've never been in a situation like this before. Sometimes people get scared and they freeze up and they are not able to really express themselves, and sometimes they don't even know what their rights are exactly. Sometimes they think if they agreed to sex, they don't realize they're allowed to change their mind later on. This is why I put the link to that video up with this drawing video on what counts as consent and what doesn't. I feel as though education is a really important thing, whether it is for yourself or for your friends or if you have kids or whatever. The more people who understand how to be respectful and to care for themselves and for each other, the greater impact we can have on our communities. And while this drawing was really fun to do as a drawing, I imagine like in real life it would be a really shit situation to be in, and it's really horrible to feel as though you are alone and you have no one to talk to. So how about instead of it just being a poem or a drawing, it becomes a conversation? How about it becomes an opportunity to reflect on yourself and your lives and to wonder what kind of person you want to be and what kind of example you'd like to show to your community and to your family members. And you don't have to do very much. All you have to do is just understand. Sometimes things are complicated, sometimes they're not. Sometimes people know how to ask for help and sometimes they don't. Perhaps it could be a situation where you see someone who's in a difficult or uncomfortable situation. maybe it could be your opportunity to just keep an eye out for them and make sure they're okay. For me, I'm a very visual person. I look at the world around me and I observe things and I wonder why they are. When I communicate, I express them through drawings, and that's why I have this channel here. This YouTube channel is my way of communicating, a way to find people to connect with, to create emotional stories, and to express oneself. Apart from creating something that's really beautiful for a magazine article, I hope this drawing can be the start of a conversation or a thought, even if it's just to decide what kind of person do you want to be and what kind of world do you want to live in. One where you could be respectful and receive respect from other people. And I'm not even just talking about sexual consent, but just like consideration as well for other people and their wishes. And that'll be a start. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.